Alright, welcome to CEVO Season 2 Playoffs. We are in the lower bracket round 5 tonight with a best of 3 between Armata Gaming and Faded. I'm Helium, and finally co-casting with me again is Orbit.
How's it going? Wow, these two teams are two really strong teams. Can't wait to see this set.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty sick to play, getting very top-notch here as 4 teams remain in the CEVO Season 2 Playoffs. So we've got Armata and Faded left in here in lower bracket round 5. Waiting for the winner of this is going to be Fabulous Fagos, who actually took out Armata Gaming. So Armata, if they win this, looking for some revenge. Faded, they drop down to the lower bracket, taking a loss to No Fire Wisp bottom. And if Faded wins tonight and can beat Fabulous Fagos, they will also have a chance to get revenge versus No Fire Wisp bottom. And with that, it looks like we are into the bans here.
Reserve time.
Yep. Everyone's favorite hero to hate, being banned first, OD. You know, it's a really strong hero, but it does have its counters. And kind of the expected Batrider ban coming out as the second pick, Armata Gaming.
Yeah, Batrider's still getting a lot of bans, despite Abaddon now being in Captain's mode. He does, I mean, Batrider very strong, but Abaddon with all the purge from his abilities is quite nice. Can always pick up a Shadow Demon as well, but still being banned out, and also no surprise with the Wisp ban again. Always taken out unless, you know, it's the finals for a $2 million tournament.
10 seconds remaining.
Yep, pretty much. We've also been, the thing is, we've been seeing a lot less Wisp bans because teams have been scared of more and more, basically, is the easy way to put it. With Abaddon being in the pool, that becomes a hero that teams are starting to get scared of. I'm interested to see, I mean, these are very kind of structured bans so far, with the Alchemist finally being banned, and that Alchemist screams a Weaver pick to me. And you know, Scar is definitely a player that loves his Weaver, and I would not be surprised if Armata Gaming picked it up in the first two.
Who did you guys play last night in MLG? Were you playing Avanti's Angels?
Yep, we played AA.
Alright,
yes,
was Scar running around on that
1-1.
Weaver?
I think it was their mid player that game. I don't remember his name, but I think Scar was on the Nakes in that first game.
Alright, so we won't be surprised if they pick up a Weaver. It looks like they're going to pick up what I would say Soyeon's signature hero in this tournament so far. Definitely the Nature's Prophet. He plays a fantastic Nature's Prophet. And another quality support utility hero in the Naga Siren going to be picked up second for them. And something we haven't touched on yet, the pretty standard first pick, very aggressive Visage. We'll have to wait and see if he finds himself in an aggressive tri-lane, but won't be a surprise if he does.
Yeah, it's really nice to see two of the best players in North America drafting against each other, Corey as well as Goody on Armata, known as Fan of Soyeon here. They're actually going to pick up the Weaver for themselves.
I figured one team was going to
Instead
get
of
it one
giving it
way
to
or
Scar,
another.
so-
It's pretty common to see
Yes.
Weaver Visage, and then maybe we'll just see a hard stunner like Vengeful Spirit or anyone else pretty much to go for that kill potential. And I guess since you mentioned the captains here, we might as well do our MLG shout-out. So we got Corey. He's playing for Stay Free in the MLG Full Sale. That's that $3.99 ticket that recently hit the store. Scar as well. He's tagged up for his team, Avanti's Angels. And even my co-caster Orbit playing for Purple Canadian. So got quite a bit of MLG status up in this game right now.
Yeah, that's true for sure. There we go. Here comes a Rubik. Really nice counter. I wouldn't actually call it a counter pick as much as I would like to call it a great pick because Rubik will die a whole lot less now as a support. So that's a really good pick for Armata. Keeping their supports alive as long as possible is always very good. And you know, these second round ban stage seems to follow a really nice pattern for both teams. Armata choosing to ban out mids. Their general like never die outplay-y type mids. There's one really big mid hero left, which is Timbersaw, I would say. And then maybe if you want to say Razor could be a good one. Yeah, there's the Razor pick right there.
Yeah, Razor shows up. He's not my favorite mid just because he can win the lane, he can dominate the lane. But he only shines rarely in the late game when the other lineup is sort of lacking stuns or you can kite them around. So that's how I feel about him anyways. Obviously teams have different opinions. Did you go over the Gyro and the Nakes bans?
Not yet, no. You can go ahead if you want.
I mean, I would say pretty standard bans.
10
It looks
seconds
like
remaining.
with the Visage and the Weaver, they probably want to go aggressive. So take out the Gyro.
5
Hard to
seconds
kill him. That
remaining.
Rocket Barrage and Flak Cannon can do a surprising amount of damage to get those kills. And of course, Nakes, strong throughout the
Reserve
whole game,
time.
able to farm up, take it late, and also pretty strong. It can dodge the Soul Assumption with his Rage. So likely the reason for those 2 bans there.
Yeah, not only that, but I mean, if someone was to make a list of the top 4 carries in the game right now, it would be Alchemist, Weaver, Nakes, Gyro for sure. And they have the Weaver. Alchemist was previously banned. May as well ban the other 2, so that Armata's kind of forced into a tier 2 carry, so to speak.
Naga carry. Probably unlikely here. Well, they've got their 1
No.
core to get damage into the late game in the Nature's Prophet. But yeah, looking for a carry that we're going to see less of, depending on what they pick up here. What is left? What
I would
you
love to
think?
see. I would love to see a Morphling. I would love to see a Morphling, but it's going to be a 5th pick if they're going to do it. They could just as easily go for something that combos well with a Naga Siren sleep, maybe like a Void or something. We'll see what they decide to do.
So it looks like they're going to
So
scoop
now
up
the
that
Razor-
Shadow Fiend for the mid more
Yeah.
than likely.
Razor now is a lot nicer of a mid, I would say, if they're going to run it there.
That Plasma Field will hurt. Although I have a feeling you're going to go ahead and just get Static Link first, so Shadow Fiend can't get his last hits, and that way he was not able to snowball at all in the lane with his attack damage from last hits and denies. So pretty good pick there. And yeah, so Morphling, what do you think about a
10 seconds
Juggernaut?
remaining.
I mean, he does have the potential to dodge the Soul Assumption and
5
Saguchi
seconds
damage with
remaining.
his spin, but what does he bring besides a little bit of push later with the Nature's Prophet?
Reserve time.
I mean, something that's pretty important is that they already have 2 really nice late game type heroes. Okay, they're going for the TA mid against Shadow Fiend, which is a really nice counter as well. I mean, TA does pretty much double the damage, even more so with the refraction charges. So Shadow Fiend is definitely going to have a tougher time, I would say. The nice thing is that they might have a
10
support being
seconds
able to help stack
remaining.
for them, but we'll see. As for the last pick for Armata Gaming, it's interesting. As I said, Nature's Prophet has a lot of late game potential, kind of like a farming offlaner. You have a farming mid now. They could be really greedy and go for super late with another farming like 1 type hero, or they can pick a more aggressive type 1 hero like a Chaos Knight or something to bring more pressure earlier.
All right, well,
So it's up to them how they want to play this.
we see the Crystal Maiden being banned out. Would have been a nice stun for the tri-lane that looks to be still Weaver and Visage, maybe Razor, but
Dire
unlikely.
team,
He might just solo save. So nice mana regen aura would be great for pretty much everyone on the team as of right now. Taken out, and then Spectre as a pretty hard carry. Faded actually picks it up quite often, so they're going to ban it out here against Armata Gaming. Just worried maybe with the Rubik running around with Saguchi scouting it out, then a Haunt with Nature's Prophet
Radiant
TPing
team,
in.
pick.
Be able to pick off pretty easily with that, but we're going to see Armata go with the Darkseer as their last pick.
I love this draft. That's perfect. They rotated the Shadow Fiend. The Shadow Fiend kind of forced a TA pick. Not necessarily forced, but I mean it was a really kind of like a nice pick for Corey's team. And then they're going with the Darkseer last pick for the Darkseer mid against TA, which is a really nice matchup for DS. And then the Shadow Fiend safe. He's going to hit like a truck, basically.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, we'll see if they realize this. Shadow Fiend's safe. Maybe they just will send Razor
5
top,
seconds
make that
remaining.
one-on-one, try to limit that Shadow Fiend's potential. But we'll see. Maybe
It's going to be a safe try, so they'll have to aggro try into the Shadow Fiend try, if they're going to do that. Which is tough to do. I mean, as soon as Shadow Fiend hits level 3, that 3v3 is going to be difficult for the aggressor.
Yeah,
They
the
do have a
raise
Visage,
damage
though, so they
is
can
pretty
still...
high. Alright, but the last pick waiting on that here for the side of Faded. Looks like they do need... what do they need, actually? Another support here. Obviously, the Crystal Maiden ban
Yeah.
signifies that.
They have to aggro. Yeah, I think they have to aggro. They're going to run Weaver Soul Safe and aggro with a Razor.
What are your thoughts on the Vengeful Spirit making a debut here? Fits into the
Interesting.
color scheme, if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, it would work. They need something that to kind of like start the fight for them. The stun would be really helpful for sure. They could pick it. I'm not sure what they normally pick in this situation.
There it is.
Haha. There we go.
I think it's that. I mean, I cast them enough. I should know, right?
Nice, yeah. Good call.
And then look at this color scheme. Like, you can't beat... I think they've already won.
In fashion, at least.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll wait to get into the game here before we start these introductions. So it looks like Soyeon actually not going to be on the Prophet, if that's what you think is interesting.
Yeah, it is. Huh. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen OTC play non-support.
I thought maybe they were going for a swap, but even if he did swap, Shadow Fiend not going to be a support. But let's get into the introductions. I'll go ahead and do Armata Gaming on the Dire. So we got Fan of Soyeon here on the Shadow Fiend going into the bottom lane right now. Backing him up or possibly heading top is going to be fun. Or maybe they're just looking through the jungle. Fun here on the Naga Siren supporting up sentries and regen. We've got Hearthstone Beta, otherwise known as OTC. Should give this guy a key. He really wants to play. But he's handling the Nature's Prophet. Rubik going to be handled by Static. Observer wards, lots of regen as well. And Scar heading into the mid lane to get that matchup against TA on the Darkseer and Orbit if you would like to take the Radiant.
Absolutely. So it is going to be an aggressive try, just not with the heroes I thought they would have. Jabano of IXDL fame, he's a European player as well, going to be playing the Vengeful Spirit. Theory playing the Weaver, and then King Kraken, rounding off the aggro try on the Visage. We have CYBY playing the Templar Assassin, looks like he's going to be up against the Darkseer, as we had expected. And then finally, it's going to be Corey, solo safe as the Razor.
Looked like Armata Gaming there, going for, I don't know, just messing with Roshan there at level 1. They didn't even take more than like 200 health off of it, but they were in there thinking about it. But they're going to back off now and just head over to their lanes. As they finally form, it will be just an offlane Nature's Prophet, which was pretty expected. And then up in that tri-lane, we're going to see Shadow Fiend, Soyeon heading up there now.
Is this it?
Yep. So I think the good thing about this safe lane Razor rather than Weaver is the fact that Razor will destroy Prophet a lot earlier than the Weaver can, I think. I mean, as soon as you start linking him, and if you have the boots advantage on the Prophet, I mean, Prophet kind of has to TP away instantly.
How do the Treants fare with harassing the Razor early on in the lane? Sometimes that can be pretty annoying.
Yeah, I mean, that could be pretty annoying, I agree. We'll see if that's going to be the case here, at least. He does have a lot of consumables on him.
Well, as of right now, OTC with the Treants just being a nuisance, pulling the wave back so he gets 2 waves that will push to his tower. So playing it right so far. Also able to stand in XP
top
range. Yeah, Jabano in a little bit of trouble.
A lot of damage.
I always say Yabano or Jabano. I'm pretty sure he's Swedish, so I guess it would be Yabano, but, you know, whatever. We can be inconsistent.
Alright, fair.
Alright, so they get 1 pull off. It doesn't look like it was a stack. As pretty much the whole wave going back into the lane, which means it's going to push out. Maybe allow Theory to get some more farm than the Shadow Fiend, I don't know. Or at least allow them to be aggressive onto Armata Gaming's tri-lane here.
This is pretty cool from OTC. He's bringing the creeps all the way back with Treants.
Yeah, that way you can, if you delay them long enough and then they just start running back, you'll get a double wave, which will push to your tower. Although I'm not sure you really need to do that in a 1v1 situation, but I guess just being a little safer. Razor probably, well, Razor obviously the one with the kill potential in this lane. And then
definitely
into the mid lane. What do you make of this matchup?
This is a pretty even matchup in terms of farm. There is some kill potential, but most of it's on the Darkseer to kill. And he gets the runes if he decides. So I mean, I would give the slight advantage to the Darkseer. Not only that, but I mean, look at the rest of his team. Actually, really the rest of both teams. It's kind of like a 3 snowball potential late game heroes on the Radiant, and then 2 and a +1 with the Darkseer, I guess. Like playing more of a utility, I guess, so to speak. So DS doesn't necessarily have to win his lane as hard. He's like okay doing well, and then fighting with his team come the mid game.
Yeah, probably still gonna go for those standard Darkseer items, mech. And then we'll see what he goes for after that. Blink, Ags, Pipe. I mean, let's see, magic damage. There's not really a ton.
I don't mean to be
later on in the game at least. But I still expect a mech. Farm so far, he's got 15 compared to 13, so both heroes will have a big impact in this game regardless.
Yep. So this is going to be really interesting to see who wins this late. Like, in the mid-game teamfights, the thing is Refraction is going to be pretty useless, in my opinion. Because of the Darkseer,
yeah,
if he's on the ball.
Darkseer is going to knock that off instantly. So I'd be actually in a little trouble here in the He's went for the meld. Scar still chasing. Gonna get the first blood in the mid lane. So drawing first blood on CEVO's Scar. There's a pause from OTC. Asking for a second. So don't think it was CEVO that was lagging as Armata pauses after getting that first blood.
The BM pause.
Yeah, it could just be that BM pause, but I doubt it.
We did it. Quick, pause.
No one's gonna give him that Hearthstone beta now.
I know.
That game is confusing. It's like Magic the Gathering plus WoW, and I've never really played Magic, but it seems really awesome.
A lot of people say it looks fun. I don't think it seems that fun, but I don't know.
Did you play WoW? I mean, all the elements of WoW plus like a sick card game. Like, I don't know, it's kind of cool.
No, I never played WoW, so maybe that's why.
Especially since WoW is dying, from what I hear. But anyway, the tri-lane, no blood drawn yet, but if we go to check out the last hits, OTC being chased under the tower. Actually, let's go to this. The plasma field goes out. Static Link with a lot of damage. OTC is going to sprout himself in with the ball of death. Corey grabbing the kill, so 1-1 faded on the board now as Razor picks up a kill there in the bot lane.
I think that was a mistake from OTC. I mean, his sprout was up. Sorry, his teleport was up the entire time, and he didn't even try to go for it. I feel like he could have avoided that death.
It's that split-second decision making. I mean, there is a lot of damage when you're coming out with the Static Link, but yeah, definitely a better chance of getting out with the teleport than just running. And what I wanted to say before that
is another kill. This
what
rune
did
is
you
a
get this
big
time?
kill potential.
Yes, with the haste, definitely
if he pops
kill
his
potential.
haste.
He should be out leveling. Yeah, he's level 6, almost level 7.
There we go.
Full level ahead right now. Pops the haste, vacuum back. Gonna chase with the Ion Shell. He's gonna take some tower hits. He's got a buckler. He can pop the active. I think CEVO may actually be okay here as he takes some bottle hits, gets his health back up. Scar took 1 or 2 meld hits during that and forced it back out.
I don't think he played that right. He should have popped his buckler way earlier. Definitely.
I would agree. It does last for about 40 seconds or so. Maybe not that long, but definitely long enough for that tower dive.
It's 25, yeah. I mean, it's the same as the cooldown. You can spam it.
It is nice. Unless OD has one, then it's just infuriating. But anyway, no blood in the top lane, which is what I've wanted to say here, as there keeps being action bottom and middle. And checking out the last hits of the respective carries in these lanes, we see Theory here on the Weaver at 18 last hits, Shadow Fiend at 20, so pretty much even as it stands right now. Probably look for some kills to occur in this lane to see really how it's going.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This lane bottom is going to be almost impossible now. I think Furion is going to hit 6 and then immediately try to fight top with his ultimate.
That's what I would expect. He's actually just going to TP up there now as he comes in at the tower. Fan of Soyeon, though, with the raise, going to be able to kill Theory. Actually, it looks like the Creeper going to actually last hit it. But either way, a nice kill there. Another kill for Armata Gaming. Should we give a shout out to Relic's Shadow Fiend from last night in MLG?
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
That was something else. For those of you that didn't watch, it was something else. That's about all I got. He's very good with raises. But yeah, Corey now with uncontested farm, and this is one of those games where I think Razor isn't terrible. He's free farming, he's going to bring a lot to the team. Now actually going to TP top with his ult, he's level 7. Looking to fight here, he's going to be scouted out. The Grave Chill goes out as well as the stun, the Static Link onto Soyeon. He's running for his life now. Plasma Field, Soul Assumption again. Wand Charge is going to keep him alive there, but Razor actually going to take him out there. I think maybe just one last attack there. Yeah, I didn't really see the animation.
Yep. Yeah, it was. I mean, that was interesting that I feel like King Kraken could have used a second Soul Assumption there, but they did secure the kill. So the fact that he didn't and still has mana is really good for them.
It is nice. Visage, a rather mana-intensive hero. I mean, Soul Assumption's very spammable. It's 160 mana on a 4-second cooldown, and it's one of the best spells in the game, in the early game, if not through the whole game. So going to get used a lot. Hoping to have mana boots on himself rather soon. Maybe Jabano here. He's finally got brown boots. Let's see. Check out some other items by the supports. So boots on... No boots on Rubik yet. And no boots on... Oh, Jabano's got one in the stats. But yeah, CEVO. Well, here comes the Ion Shell. I thought the creep was maybe going to like forget about it, but no. Ion Shell walks through to the tower, and it's enough to take out that melded side B on the TA. Gonna go down again. That's his second death now in the mid lane, bringing a Scar on that Darkseer up to 2-0.
I have no reason to lie about such things.
You have to be really careful as TA. You need to make sure you know exactly when the creep wave is about to die, because there were 2 Ion Shells there, one on the creeps and one on the Darkseer. Darkseer just waited until the creeps were done and then vacuumed the TA back into the creeps with the Ion Shell in it, so he was getting hit by 2 of them. And then he blocked the TA with his hero while the TA was taking so much damage. So just, I mean, well executed and another nice kill for him.
Jabano, pretty lucky he picked up the haste there in the top of the river as Scar was coming forward, and if Scar got that, that was a dead Vengeful Spirit. But so far dominating his lane. Doesn't have boots yet on the Darkseer, not something you really need with 2 points in Surge. But he's got that mech, 8 minutes and 20 seconds on a mech, so a very key item already coming out for the side of Armata Gaming. Meanwhile, So-Yun maybe being a little forced out of the lane as Razor has now joined the tri-lane in the top, and they're going to have Theory in the bot lane going one versus one against OTC on the Nature's Prophet. So again, a pretty favorable lane matchup for Faded. And actually every lane except middle, I would say.
Yep, agreed. But middle can be an issue at the moment for them, because I mean TA has pretty much nothing.
Yeah, definitely a hero that relies on snowballing, and right now not getting a whole lot. Back to the last hits tab, 38. It's not terrible, 2 deaths though. Has phase if he wants them now. We'll see what he goes for. Check back in a little bit as TP's coming in top by Armata Gaming, and looks like Faded maybe looking to get aggressive here. See, Fun, level 4, working on hitting level 6, stacking up those camps for the Shadow Fiend, sacrificing a lot of levels and XP on a hero that actually does kind of need them to get that sleep up at 6 at least, but sacrificing it for the Shadow Fiend as he's at 48 last hits, so 3rd highest on the map, doing reasonably well, now 2nd after that race, so not in any trouble on the Shadow Fiend, and these stacks are just going to help even more as Fun, doing a great job supporting there.
You know, one hero doing amazingly well is this Rubik. He's almost level 6 right now, and I mean the 2 supports on the Radiant are both level 4, so he's sitting really well off.
Yeah, I think he's been
still Shikuchi in the next fight, it's great.
Pretty much sitting here and just doing the stack the entire game right now with Naga running around, maybe doing a little zoning and stacking in the further into the jungle.
Yep.
But definitely important to have 6 early as Saguchi, definitely one of the best. Besides Quap and Anti-Mage Blinks, Saguchi probably 3rd best, if not better. But in the top lane, Net goes out on Corey, throws out a Plasma Field, but it's not going to be enough. 2 raises connect, as well as that last auto attack from So-Yun. He's going to bring down Corey, so bringing the score to 4-3, and now Faded on the retreat back to their tier 1.
Net is up.
Goes out. Scar vacuuming back everything there. Double kill from So-Yun, bringing that raise that barely landed, but definitely securing the kill.
I mean, Venge and Weaver in the meantime had killed Prophet bottom, but so it kind of is a 2-for-1, but definitely you want to kill that Razor. He was doing incredibly well in his lane, and he was kind of zoning out the Shadow Fiend there, so the fact that he died and has to make his way back up top, losing a lot of gold, is really useful for them.
I would have to agree. So far, Razor's sitting on Tranquil Boots, I guess just to deal with some lane harass and aggressive tri-lane or tree harass when he was versus Prophet. Now he's sitting on Boots and a Ring of Bass. What are you hoping to see next? Do you want him to go for some traditional damage items or the awesome Ags Refresher build?
Not too sure. I mean, obviously, it would be more fun with the Ags Refresher, kind
Indeed.
of, but no. We'll see what he decides to do.
Alright, and checking out on OTC, he's had a rough game, he's 0-2 right now, but he has picked up his phase boots and he has got a Ring of Bass. And I've got to ask, I'm pretty sure I know the reason for the recent phase boot craze on Prophet, but you want to shed some light on that for, I guess, me and any of the viewers?
Definitely helps with the last hitting, for sure. Escapability, too. I mean, if Razor's going to go on you in this specific game, you definitely want to get out really quickly, and that extra move speed will definitely help. You see it a lot more in the 1v1 lanes. In 1v3 lanes, you don't necessarily see this at all. Just because in the 1v1 lane, last hitting and being able to contest last hits is so important. If you're trying to be greedy and go for Boots of Speed into a Midas, the other hero can just get a damage advantage over you and just completely negate your last hitting. So at least this way you're able to contest, even get denies on their solo safer, which is really important, and then from there, do damage.
Alright, pretty much what I thought there. But anyway, in the top lane, we've got Corey with the plasma field. Static looks like he will drop to Corey's ultimate. The chase is going to continue. Some body blocks go out. Fun is going to drop to a soul assumption. And Scar just able to get out of that. They see Soyeon trying to throw some raises from the cliff.
Wow.
Almost gets two. Does get one. Vengeful Spirit will go down. The creeps took her out, it looks like, after that. Corey and King Kraken both almost dying. That was almost a triple kill for Soyeon. But either way, well-placed raises. But the advantage of that fight definitely going Faded's way.
Yeah, if you got 2 there, that would have been unreal. That would have been so good.
Highlight reel. Yeah, Saibi in a lot of trouble getting chased down by Scar, trying his best to juke through the trees. If he melds, he's pretty much dead, and you can't hide in the trees when Darkseer just destroys him with the vacuum, picking up yet another kill on Saibi. I believe that takes Saibi to 0-3, and then Scar, of course, 3-0, as he's got every single kill on that sad Templar assassin. I would say it's safe to assume that Darkseer knows the secrets.
Yes.
Corey maybe in trouble in the bot. The net goes out. Looks like it will save OTC's life, but not as much as OTC's own tree ants with some body blocks in there. One more hit with, what is this, almost 200 damage. I think that would have been the undoing of Nature's Prophet there.
Yep, nice play.
Maybe check out some ward coverage here. So the Dire, they've got this fancy one here in the top of their jungle. That does give teleport vision to this tower, so it's pretty well placed. And also this one that just got pinged up here on the rune. So some nice defensive wards, basically just making sure their Shadow Fiend's not going to get ganked. So really where they need him and well placed up there. As for the Radiant, it looks like they've let their ward vision drop for a second. Maybe they've got one behind the tier 1, so they were looking to get pretty aggressive in the top lane, looking to kill the Shadow Fiend. So I'd say both wards pretty much in the places where they should be for both teams.
Yep. Something interesting to note right now is the fact that the gold graph is really even. That's quite surprising to me, considering how much Darkseer is almost just destroying this Templar Assassin. It feels like maybe the Razor as well as the Weaver are doing just as good, but I mean, in my opinion, it's because the Prophet's being shut down so hard. That's the only reason this is so even. If the Prophet had a little bit more, maybe if he had his Midas up relatively soon, then it would be a lot closer.
He is getting there. He'll have it in, what, 900, 800 gold right now. He's being chased down. Fans there to help out. Thinking about the net, but maybe just going to cancel it and save the mana.
Yeah, there wasn't the kill potential there, so it would have been a net for the sake of stopping him. So instead, he's canceling it, forcing the Weaver to run away, and then he doesn't have to use 100 mana.
That efficiency. So King Kraken in the mid lane, he's got some boots. He's going for a magic wand since he actually has been dying in some of these engagements. Will delay the Medallion of Courage that I would expect. There's not any insanely high armor heroes. I mean, Darkseer's got a pretty high innate armor. It looks like Darkseer died recently, actually. Who did he go down to? Razor took him out in the bot lane right by his tier 2.
That's pretty big. Definitely a target you want to shut down, and a hero you want to give a kill to, so that's good. This is kind of scary time though. Naga just hit 6, and Weaver just got a free tower for nothing. That's surprising. I feel like that was a little bit of a communication issue. They had 2 heroes up there to defend it, and just the Weaver walks in.
And one of those heroes hits for almost 200, so it should have been a fairly easy deny. Static though, gonna pick up Theory. The net goes out. Sentry's down on the top of this stairwell. See which way Theory decides to run. He chooses the right way, but the sleep goes out to keep him there. Corey now stuck in this as well. One more Riptide or anything. He tries to time lapse, but the raise is perfectly timed. Now Corey trying to fight. OTC going to TP in, get immediately bursted down. Nice wall on the choke point here by Scar. That's enough to take down Corey. Saibi as well. Nice swap from Jabano. He will definitely go down, but at least he saves the core hero, the TA, able to get out. Yeah. Even a familiar taken out there as well. Actually, maybe not even saving Saibi as he's trying to run King Kraken in a bit of trouble. Here's the Saguchi and a net out. Pretty long range net, and that's 4 for 1. Only OTC going down there. Wasn't the best TP, but maybe it was. They actually pretty much unleashed all their nukes and all their stuns on a Nature's Prophet who really doesn't even do any damage right now.
No, he's already behind. I mean, they're making him more behind, but his team is getting ahead there. Really nice wall because of that choke point right there. So just, you know, fighting into a choke against a Naga DS is never a fun time, and a Shadow Fiend at that as well. He was sitting at 4,000 gold. But I mean, on the bright side, they are playing well on the Radiant. I mean, really nice swap to save the TA, and then he turned around and earned as he was about to die. So like, Jabano played that really well, but unfortunately his team was already losing the fight when he got there.
Indeed they were. Corey trying to go ham, but no BKB yet. He's got the move speed, however, Yasha, Tranquils, and Drums. Wondering how long he'll keep these Tranquils, as they are god-awful if you get hit. You're slower than Boots 1, so maybe he'll switch those out soon. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe just keeping him so he can jungle and keep his health up for sure. But we'll see. As Soyeon now, with also a Yasha and Drums of his own. Treads, so a little more efficient Boots there, able to stat toggle, or whatever you want to call that. We'll see what his next item is. Wouldn't be surprised to see a BKB. I think I would be surprised to see a Blink in this game, as there is still a lot of burst for the side of Faded.
Yeah, I mean, and he already has Naga to get himself into position, so BKB is kind of useless. Going Manta.
Interesting. Not the first item you see every day on SF.
No, not quite. That's interesting. I mean, it doesn't really give him much damage. It gives him a lot of utility, I guess.
Well, let's think of the only stun is Venge,
dispel.
So he can dodge that projectile like 100% of the time with Manta.
Yep, if he's able to use this to dispel the Link, then it's a really nice pickup. I'm not sure if it does or not, though.
Oh yeah, that as well. Yeah, that would be pretty good. If he's picking it up, I'm thinking it might. Or he'll be very upset soon.
That's the only reason I can see him picking that up as a first item.
Yeah, because BKB obviously doesn't take it off.
Where is he?
I don't know, looks like TPs are coming in. Saibi's there, getting some hits in. The meld hit's gonna land. He's trying to channel his ult, but a stun from Jabano gonna be enough. They bring him down. Saibi finally on the board now, 1 and 3, and then picking up the deny as well. So back in this game mentally for sure. And gonna help with the money as well. It's getting close to a BKB in the mid lane though. We've got a big engagement going down the sleep from Naga, trying to hold him there. Corey goes out. He was just on the range of that. Here's King Kraken, wanted to throw out a soul assumption, maybe on Static. He will get it off. Static goes down. Scar also in trouble. He dropped his wall, tries to surge out, will drop another soul assumption. Probably wishing that one was on Fun. Another good swap and some body blocking even. Here comes another stun. It's going to be just enough to hold OTC there as he will drop. And King Kraken picking up a double kill there. The birds looking like they got that kill.
Great fight. Damn, Jabano on the ball there. That was some excellent play from him. Kraken definitely could have used more soul assumptions there. But I mean, they won the fight really nicely as well. Surprising. I mean, I didn't expect them to win a fight there, but I guess a lot of people were low, and the Naga Siren ultimate didn't really do much there as well. But
dodges the melt hit.
He also almost died there. Yeah, he would have died to that.
Yes, he would have.
Lucky invis.
Well, in Visage's defense, King Kraken's defense, microing birds, choosing a target, and trying to use that soul assumption every 4 seconds, it's pretty hard. If you're using it 100% of the time every time, you might as well be in the pro leagues. But yeah, probably could have got a few more off. I thought maybe he could have not thrown it at Nature's Prophet, would have been able to pick off the Naga, and then they would have got both of those heroes, but, you know, whatever. A very nice team fight for them. I think it was, what, 4 for 1?
Yeah, it was. Only the Razor going down at the very end.
Typical Razor. Let's check into the gold graph here. Again, still very close this time. About 1,000 ahead are the Radiant, so that's going to be Faded. In terms of XP, so very, very tight game as we approach 21 minutes. A little past 21 minutes. 2,500 XP lead for Armata Gaming, so not a whole lot on either side. Still very contested. Kills are 12 to 11, favoring Armata Gaming right now.
Yep. Yeah, as you said, a really close game. Can be anyone's. There's actually going to be a smoke right now from the Dire going in.
Looks like they will dodge that sentry. There's no vision down there, and they're evading the small vision that it gives, so they should be able to walk past that undetected. Although they're heading to a bot lane, and no one's down here, so it's going to be a bit of wasted time. Although Shadow Fiend probably just going to head into the lane and start farming.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We'll see. I mean, yeah, kind of. It secures him a tower. I mean, last tower SF tried to go in for, he died for, so it's being safe.
Alright, Corey has made his first item purchase. Has a lot of BKBs coming out onto the field now. Corey, though, went for an S and Y, wants that move speed, for sure. We'll see what he goes next. Picking up, I guess, an Ag Scepter would provide a lot of health to him, but not so much armor. We'll see what he goes for next. I'm thinking traditional damage items if he went for that. Swap in onto a creep with an ion shell, or was that an illusion with an ion shell?
It must have been an illusion.
Yeah, it had to be an illusion. You can't swap creeps, yeah. Okay, anyway, Sleep coming out onto a wall, onto
man.
Requiem of Souls. Everyone goes down. Visage and Vengeful Spirit dropping immediately, as well as Corey on the Razor. Theory now trying to just get out of this with his life. The dust goes out. He's already used time lapse, so he can't purge it. One of these two are dying. Which one will it be? Maybe not. Static. There he goes. Suguchi in, gets the pickup, throws him back. Nice trap there by the TA, but will it be enough? Probably not. Wow. Theory getting away with about 95 health there. Maybe you'd be able to get this tier 2 though.
They could have even waited to use the SF ulti just a split second after to have the vacuum combo with it, but yeah, that worked really well.
Well, either way, nice could have been maybe a little bit better, but they do take 3-4-0 as well as getting that tier 2 tower, so feeling pretty good with themselves. OTC's picked up a Shadow Blade. Gonna do a quick item check here. Mansa, of course, on Soyeon. Mechanism's been on Scar since 8 minutes. Over to Faded now. We got Mana Boots on King Kraken and Wards and Smokes. Not a whole lot else as they smoke up now. The BKB has been finished on CEVO as they're heading out to contest this Roche. BKB on Theory. They're both just coming off cooldown now to their 9-second charge. And Vengeful Spirit working towards the mech, has a buckler, but Cordy initiating into this, throws out the plasma field and the ult. Yet to static link anyone. It looks like OTC will potentially go down. It looks like maybe lacking reveal here, I don't know. Roche is at about a quarter or fifth of health, pretty low there, but a lot of burst damage coming out there from Fun and a couple raises as well. But they do take down Soyeon, so far 2 for 1. Who is in danger? OTC trying to run away from this. Theory on the prowl, the trap from CEVO. Gonna chase that direction, maybe not. Static on the backside of this with Scar trying to do some damage. The wall drops just onto a lonely Visage. Everyone getting low for both teams, though. King Kraken gets netted, will drop. CEVO is invis, they know he's there. They're pinging the spot. Scar's gonna stand there. Soyeon's gonna raise, and I believe it's maybe a 4-for-2 trade. Buyback by Shadow Fiend. And they will actually get the Roche, so still worth it for them. Theory may be caught out, netted up here. Sentries are down. Is he in range with that vacuum? Yes, and he will drop. So 5 for 1 with the buyback. Maybe more than one died. No, I think just Soyeon died on the Shadow Fiend. And they take the Roche around 2450.
Yep. So surprising that he was the only one who went down, considering he was in the far back in the Roche pit, but they definitely chose to focus him. Interesting call to continue Roshing. When everyone was up and they knew that they were being charged after with no Naga ulti, no Darkseer ulti, and no SF ulti. But the Darkseer ulti came up mid-fight, so they were able to get that off. And they came out really ahead there too, so really nice fight for the Dire.
Also, again, Faded running into the checkpoint, the mouth of that Roche pit. They took a Riptide and 2 raises to the face, and it killed 3 of them almost instantly.
Exactly, so good job fighting into a choke once again. That's how they need to continue fighting. Team
Sparta over really here on the Dire.
Yeah. Exactly.
Alright, Soyeon, he's got the Aegis and he's got a Demon Edge. What will it be? Is he going MKB full right click, or will he go for a... He's good with the raises. Is he going for an F-Blade? Probably not, as he picks up a Javelin and ruins all of our fun. Maybe my fun, at least. Alright, so yeah, Scar's next big item.
All of our fun.
Gonna be a Sheep Stick here. Pretty solid choice, I would say.
I want to see him get a gem really badly after this, I guess. Or have a support pick it up for him. I think it's really useful in this situation. Deals well with knowing exactly where the Weaver is at all times, as well as the TA. I mean, you know TA's where is.
And also, I mean, you're ahead now. You've definitely taken an advantage as we check it to the graphs. This tight game now, very much in Armata's favor. 8,000, 9,000 ahead in gold, 13, 14,000 ahead in XP. So picking up a gem now to just take full map control, make sure Weaver can't get anything. But Fun into the mid lane with a nice sleep here. Theory with the BKB, swapped out by Jabano. Probably going to take the fall for his teammate, but he does save it. Theory goes down anyways, and now Corey being focused as well. Looks like he's going to drop here. So again,
that was
very
a
nice
swap
fight.
into Weaver ulti. So
I was
he
wondering.
swapped him to save him, and then the Weaver ultimated, so he went right back in. So it was pretty funny.
What are you gonna do? Hard to coordinate that one.
Yeah.
CEVO again though, melding in place with the BKB, but not really gonna do a whole lot. He goes down 4 for 0 on that team fight yet again. AG running away with this game. Aegis still in the hands of Soyeon here as they were pushing into the tier 3.
Middle tower is under attack.
Yep.
Radiant's structures are
and this looks like it might be their victory here. I mean, Team fight after team fight after team fight.
It is a best of 3. I wouldn't be
on his favorite
surprised
side.
after this Rax if they just call it GG to go ahead and get into game 2, but who knows, maybe they just want to play out, shake off the rust here in game 1 and head into game 2 with maybe a little different strategy.
Yeah. These swaps, I mean, they're really helping out. It's been really nice play from the bench.
I should take notes. For some reason, Vengeful Spirit's my most played hero, but once again, Armata Gaming running over this. They're getting a little low. They've maybe overstayed their welcome a little bit as OTC goes down. Instant buyback, though. Soyeon still with the Aegis will maybe drop here. Still living. Takes a kill with some raises. Gets earned up. Negative earned, that is. Theory, though, last hits him down. He's going to respawn in this Aegis. OTC's back in the fray. Can't really sprout anyone because of the BKBs. And CEVO going to take a fall there. So again, that was actually 3 for 2. But losing the Rax forces 2 buybacks from Armata Gaming. But they're so far behind at this point. Corey's going to call the GG. And we're going to head over to game 2. So any other thoughts on this game? As there's been a lot of fighting.
Solidly played. I think the Prophet didn't work as they intended it to, but everything else worked perfectly. So it's okay.
Alright, I would definitely agree with that, but Prophet came back into it at the end, at least getting a couple items there, but didn't even really need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, I'm Helium, with me was Orbit. We'll be bringing you Game 2 of the CEVO Season 2 playoffs. Check out the links below my stream to check out any information you need on CEVO or their upcoming Season 3, and we'll be right back with you in a second.